All right, ladies and gents, welcome to the smallest Atacama ever. If you know Atacama, you know that it is a map where normally you don't have a lot of wood. And now this is the smallest possible version of Atacama. And I'm very curious what is going to happen with the wood towards the middle. In the first game between these two, Beery was able to win with only villagers. He's picked Sicilian, so I wonder if his plan will be around controlling the wood with some towers of some kind. Now, Prisma, he has picked Georgians, and Georgians are especially good in this map because the gold and the stone and the wood, everything's really close together. So this mule cart, you can drop off all of those resources at. Could actually be really nice for Prisma to just avoid the headache in the middle and just use the mule cart over here, right? So, the previous game, we saw a lot of laming. Villagers running forward, attacking in Dark Age. We're not seeing a whole lot of that right now. Players happy to chill. Prisma almost ran into his opponent's TC with the mule cart. And, and now Beery is attacking the mule cart. I mean, he could destroy it. It's just going to take a lot of hits. Beery can't help himself. He's like, hey, if I keep this up for the next 5 minutes, he won't have a mule cart. And Beery says, okay. He's like, okay, maybe I should do this. And they laugh about it. So 2 boars per player. Seems like both players are going to get those boars in. And also pushing in the deer. And the Georgians don't need to really chop any wood for a long time because they start with the lumber camp, essentially. So I would say that Georgian should be the superior civ for the start. Actually, does Prisma know his boars are over here? There are 2 boars here. It is the smallest possible map, and yet Prisma still hasn't scouted either of his boars. A little bit unlucky, maybe. But also, I feel like it is something you kind of need to check for. Can you imagine if he just thinks he doesn't have boars here? He's not going to believe it when he sees 2. He might assume that one's been stolen. There's one. He walks a little bit further. He's going to find the next. And there you go. All right, so that's really good for Prisma. He's almost scouted the entire map already. Just needs to avoid his opponent's town center. Beery does not see these boars. But Beery sees the mule cart. And this is... I mean, Beery showed before that he's happy to attack the mule cart. I actually think that this mule cart could go down, guys. Prisma... Okay, he's trying to wheel this bad boy home now. That's not normally a talking point here. And players usually use the mule cart to scout because you don't need it for a while. But, yeah, at this point, he realizes he should just collect resources with it and be a bit safe. I feel like this is going to turn into towers. Which, again, have been customized. And so towers have half the range of a standard game. Same with TCs. But a donjon is also adjusted, by the way. So it's basically any building with range. So TCs, donjons, crepos. I think Malay harbors are even adjusted. Shout out to T-West for all the work on these maps. But yeah, basically any building with range should be adjusted to have half the range. And I encourage you guys to watch, I think it was the smallest bypass ever. Highly suggest that. Maybe we could toss that one in the description here too. I think that was the one where we had a fast imp tread play against like mangonels. But, I mean, spoilers on some of this. The mangonels actually outranged the castle a little bit, so it was very interesting. But yeah, cute little map. Cute little bite-sized Age of Empires. Thank you everyone for watching. Let's see how things go. Both players have villagers on stone. Their feudal age times are going to be very similar. Is there any reason to make anything other than a tower? It just takes longer to get to archers, I think, right? Fast castle will be kind of a tricky thing. Hey, Floyd, thank you for the prime. Elevid, thanks for the 33 months. Says, Elevid, thank you for the 33 months. Welcome. Ah, shoot. I should have read the message before. That was good. I like that. If people could preload my thank yous into their messages with how they'd like to be thanked, that's a great way of doing things. All right, here we go. So I would say, what is the biggest concern? There's tower number 1. Now, my first thought is making the tower up against someone's walls is a mistake. Because I think they could delete some of the walls and attack your tower then. Beery says, I see your tower, and I raise you a dungeon. So there is a dangerous dungeon going up in the middle. Atacama is like in a standard game of Tower Rush map. It has very much become that here. Donjon can garrison 10 units inside. The towers and the donjons don't actually range each other right now. I added the boxing glove mod. Felt that was relevant. And we've got sergeants on the way. But, I mean, down goes the donjon. Down goes the donjon. Nice job there from Prisma. I think Prisma will have learned in the previous game that you need to keep villagers working. But, guys, you see what I mean? You see how this doesn't even range anything? I think it's just these guys are not used to the tower range situation. Like, even this donjon, I suppose it controls space. But I don't know if it is as terrifying as Prisma is seeing it as. I mean, look at all this eco here. He very much wants to maybe delete a house and rush this down. He is really worried about that thing. There we go. So 5 villagers inside of his tower, and now villagers go after the donjon. But villagers do so much damage against towers in Feudal. That's just normal for the game. This is something that this donjon should go down. Beery just picking off some vills here or there. And also has more villagers working. Let's look at the worker efficiency last minute. Look bottom left, guys. 15% for Prisma, 13%, 12%, 11%, 9%, 8%, 7%. This is like you guys when you're at the end of the workday. Just going down, 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 down. And so right now, eco count is ahead for Beery. He's still got some food to work with, and he just goes home. So basically, Prisma has won the tower war. But it has come at the cost of his eco. And this game kind of stabilizes a little bit, right? I want to see Castle Age. Oh, wait, no. Beery, I think, is getting wheelbarrow with the idea of it makes your villagers faster. So let's Vill Rush. Which is actually quite funny. Well, there is a defensive donjon here to protect the trees. And yeah, that's the way to do it, is just pre-wall in your towers. There's still some berries here. You do now have a barracks from Prisma. Okay, so it's donjon number 1 and then donjon number 2. It still becomes donjons. Now that donjon would range some of the wood. I wonder if it's worth it for Prisma to just come over here with the mule cart, though. Yeah, like, just give that no power whatsoever. Just avoid it. If you're any other civ, you need to counter it, but... Beery is now just going to batter down this tower, which, again, was kind of useless in the first place. They're still getting used to the customized range on these towers here. Nice job from Prisma to recover economically, though. Remember that period we thought it was kind of awkward? Things are looking better now. Archer range is the choice. And Beery just continues to box with Vills. There's going to be archers coming out of here, though. I think Beery is probably just going to attack this. Whoa, look at the birds! Look at the birds! Look at the birds! Sorry, I got excited. But I think Beery is most likely going to box this until he can build another donjon. All the birds are stuck over top the relic. Are those the only birds on the map? I believe. Well, now it is. Now they're the only birds on the map. Sorry, we forgot about the turkeys. Prisma's just repairing the archer range. We'll have 2 archers. And this range will only go down if there's something to protect these vills on the other side. Prisma's happily taking the trees back here. The birds are still loving life, and there is a donjon. And Prisma now going to make a counter tower. Remember, folks, that the donjons are now not in range of each other here. So this is kind of on its own. which means that Prisma could rush it down if he wants to protect his archery range. Because I think that's the situation here, is he just cannot afford to lose the range. But that pre-wall there from Beery was actually really nice. And Prisma's just sending his archers into his tower and is getting his villagers somewhere else. Running out of space here. He's going to drop a blacksmith. Are we going to see Castle Age in this one? Let's go. I think that Castle Age could be a possibility here. Also think it might make sense for Prisma to actually rush this down with a few more vills. We've got farms. Long-term planning here with economy. Okay. I like how Prisma still has the scout around and is still actively moving it around. Donjon did kill one villager that was repairing this tower. I think Prisma just wants to fill his tower with archers and call it a day, but the Donjon is stronger. So you do need some extra firepower. It just looks so unnatural for these villagers to be safely mining, but they're getting used to it, guys. The fact that these towers are nerfed. Fletching should have a big effect then. A bigger effect than in a standard game. And Fletching's going to be in, and there's 5 archers in there to shoot back against Vills. So the idle time for Beery is higher because he has the villagers idle over there. And here we have an attack. I heard a death over here somewhere. It might have been villagers going down to the Donjon. And Beery should have an idea that his opponent... Doink! That his opponent is over here, but that's a Georgian scout. So that scout's killed 3 units and it will consistently regen, which is really nice here. Donjon and Tower Wars, interesting. If they're not paying attention, whoever ejects here first should be in a rough spot. It should be Prisma's archers that eject first. Now he's going to lose the tower and he's going to go back to repair, but these villas are weak. He also killed more villagers over here. I feel, again, I do feel like with this being so weak that maybe Prisma could attack it. But last game he attacked and it didn't work out for him. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh gosh, oh man, oh man. Beery brought a lot and Prisma has to bail. And that Donjon is the next plan here for Beery. I don't know if Beery can realistically Donjon push if there's archers out. But if you have enough villagers building it, I suppose you can. Look at the economy for Prisma. No farms could be a big concern here. The farming from Beery is really smart thinking. And they say towers are nerfed. Let's just make more of them. Guys, they're going to run out of stone for this. They are going to run out of stone for this. I guess this is better for Beery, but Prisma's bringing everyone. Prisma's bringing everyone. He has fletching, right? So that's something to just remember. Oh, God. Okay, he gets his archers inside the tower. Oh, God. What are we doing here, people? Are we going to attack? Or are we just walking around the towers? Is this a tour? I don't understand. Is this bugged, maybe? Is it not letting him attack? Was the mule cart in the way? There we go. This is what I was expecting. Okay, 1 Donjon down. Remember, fletching and archer towers. So Beery has to be careful. But it is now 19 villagers for Prisma. A lot of these are weak. And he doesn't have working economy back here. Like, Beery's ability to still have decent enough eco. Lumber camp here. Couple farms back here. Throughout everything else is amazing. Second game between these two. And Beery just continues to not make any army. But his idle TC time is much lower. And now I'm really thinking Castle Age. Something was up there for Prisma. I thought he could have taken those Donjons out much earlier. So I think Market is your friend. There is a market there. And archers should be able to sit out of range of the Donjons. But there always seems to be a resource that the villagers can flee to. Finally, some farms for Prisma. My prediction is, in the rest of the games we see from these guys, that Prisma will focus more on farming eco. Let's see if these archers can actually get into the farming eco. Ooh. Ooh. Danger, 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 danger. Yeah, I mean, that would just wreck Beery's day. Beery's now coming out to rush the towers. These villagers react immediately. Beery's done a good job to block this off so the archers can't get through right away. One of the towers goes down, leading to another tower being built. There's not much stone left on the map, by the way. Most of that stone is over here. And Beery does have to be careful if there's two towers next to each other. This is peak AoE. You're never going to see a game better than this. No sarcasm whatsoever. And now Beery needs to run away. Okay. Still big problems with idle TC for Prisma. It's 38 villagers for Beery. He's going to run out of space. He's got 16 of them idle inside of dungeons. So it doesn't seem like he has that many vills. Can he just sell all of his wood and buy some food to go up to Castle Age, I wonder? He is going to make a sergeant, I think, to try and kill this. He's actually housed at the moment. Prisma just can't allow Beery to take more stone, right? Because I think if Castle Age comes in and the castle goes down, it's GG. Or even more dungeons could be a problem. Like, the towers, as weak as they are in some situations, it's still all you've got. So, I like what Prisma's trying to do here. Looks like range will actually potentially be focused down here. And Prisma going to move his archers back over. Prisma, really aggressive player. So is Beery. This game is not over yet. You have to be really careful if you're Prisma with these archers, because there's a lot of different distractions. He's done a good job to keep them moving, but Beery just wants to box him out here, right? So, boxing him out, protecting this precious farming eco, which has really been the key. And I think we are going to see Beery click up the Castle Age here, folks. Which means Prisma needs to find some damage here. And that damage would be with archers. I wonder if he could run... What do you guys think? If he goes with 6 archers and runs right through here... And I guess Beery doesn't quick wall. Can he make it through? I think he could. I think there's enough... I don't know. Maybe the range is like probably right to here. Keep in mind, with the score and everything, he doesn't know he's behind by like 30 bills. We know that. There goes Beery on the way to Castle Age. Okay, so... Beery... could just add Siege, honestly. Siege could be really good. Wouldn't hate Sergeants, because Sergeants get stronger in Castle Age too. That's an option. I think both of those things could do. He doesn't have any stone anymore. Buying enough stone for a castle would probably be too ambitious. He's going to slowly run out of gold here, so... that'll be really tough. I don't have the range mod on for casting, because it is an absolute eyesore. It's just really, really annoying to look at, so... But you can look at it and envision it. The range is 4+1 right now. Normally, it would be 8+1. But we have it adjusted here, so... We do have a couple sergeants from Beery. Beery's kind of running out of trees he can chop. And he's gonna get double bit axe. Yeah, you chop those trees faster. Let's go. And Prisma just kind of chilling here. And this chill time is where you want the vills, right? Love how he had to squeeze the market in here because there's a shortage of space. What's Beery's plan? I think Prisma's unfortunately out of options here. Even though he's created more military, I just think the sergeants become so much stronger. The siege would kill him. He's forever feudal, and the GG is called. Was some military production there from Beery, but again, I feel like the key, apart from everything here, is still focusing on creating villagers. It's tricky though, because you need villagers to fight, because villagers are your best form of military. When you're so close, players are going to use villagers to fight, but you still need to have some semblance of economy. That is what Beery was able to do. And Beery wins the smallest Atacama ever. Now, some of these maps are going to incorporate water that we're going to see. Some of these maps are new. Some of them are old, like Atacama's been around a long time, but there's the resources collected. And that was kind of the key in this one. Again, towers will remain to be very weak. Donjon will remain to be very weak compared to standard play. Otherwise, this would be so much stronger. But players are going to be looking for every advantage they can get on these small maps. And so it's been an aggressive series between these two so far. Not an early GG there from Prisma. I know some people want to see Prisma play on more, but he's got 53 food in the bank. That's 750 food away from Castle Age, and his opponent's already in Castle Age, so GG.